Hi guys, just want to go over this FOntas pump and dump that's happening on April 23rd, 2013. Launched a new Twitter today called @CryptoPumps. Encourage you guys to go join it, follow, and I'm going to be updating every time there's a big pump announced or not. I'm going to be covering it here and trying to kind of give my little analysis. And feel free to also jump in, give yours, agree, disagree, jump in the comments, jump on the Twitter. Right below this video, feel free to tell me what's good if you think I'm off. But I'm going to go over this because I think it's important. A lot of these guys that are coming into this game right now on BTC-e and on MTGOX and on VercuRx are getting absolutely taken for a big ride. And a lot of other people are getting absolutely wealthy off of these pumps and dumps too. So let me just scroll to the bottom here. Let this flow as this is happening. This is happening right now. And what has happened while looking at this chart? Back here is probably where all the pre-buys started by FOntas, who's pumping. Probably even before this. He might have even had coins from, a week or two ago for all we know. And gets to about here, announces a pump tomorrow, being today now, at 9 EDT. And the rest of the community sees him now as a big mover and shaker. So they all jump on board and bring it up naturally up to here, probably without his help too much, because he's not supposed to be joining until, well, about here. So when time comes for him to pump, for some reason, FOntas isn't available for an hour. And in that hour, that is caused. And in another hour, he shows up. That is caused. Expecting to go to 0.018. So still double from where we are now. Might happen overnight. I'm going to actually keep this going, and I'll do another, I'll cut the video after this and then just capture the last bit of this to kind of show you guys whether it was successful or not. Obviously, he's not doing this to make you guys money only. He wants to make money too. He's got to balance it. So as he's pumping and dumping and pumping and dumping, he's got to balance that growth without him going broke and all you guys just chucking on him. And then at the same time, if he's late for his own pump and causes a huge anxiety attack, everyone dumps, causes panic, and he gets to pick them all up again down here and flip them up at 0.18. So a great way to pre-buy, let the audience ride your influence, sell up here, rebuy again down here. Finally, you're here. I'm an hour late. I'm going to really pump. And boom, off it goes. And hopefully this will reach 0.18 for the sake of everyone that invested and those that didn't get too scared and run away here, reacting to his absence. Do I think he's doing this on purpose? I don't know. I'll let you guys discuss that. Do I think he's consciously ripping people off, getting them on board? I do think he's using his influence as his power, and that's great. Everybody should. I do think he could be doing it a better job at it or being more transparent. When I first got to BTC-e and I heard his name for the first time, I won't lie, I'm not a FOntas, but I do have a considerable investment into this. And I rode the original pump from Bitcoin up until the 260s. And on the crash, I sold and then bought again on the low. And then right before that was the whole Litecoin blitz was a part of that. So I'm good either way. But I got caught up in one of these FOntas pumps as well on VercuRx when there was a pump for TRC. And the reason why I and a bunch of other people got screwed over is because VercuRx went down. And then when it got back up, everyone wanted to pull their TRC and move it over to BTC-e. And in doing so, we transferred our coins, and the confirmation waits here took half a day. So in that time, it tanked, and we all lost a bunch of money, and I got mad at FOntas. Is it my own fault? Yes. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let this ride out a couple more hours, and then I'll do a little review and closing of this once we see how high this gets. Okay, this isn't the end yet. Just want to do an update, or maybe this is the end. But since the drop, FOntas finally shows up, goes up, clears out, sticks around 8.2-ish. We'll see where this goes from here. However, like any good trader, you're always thinking one or two steps ahead, right? So you're thinking, out of all these, which of these has the potential to go up from here? And what do you know? Just as this pump and dump's going on, pre-buying is probably happening everywhere. But one in particular, NBC has just taken off. Already at 50% growth almost. So there you have it. Repeat after repeat of this, and you're either climbing with these guys that pump, You're either one of the guys that are pumping just as big as FOntas, or just below, or just above, or you're getting slaughtered along the way. So again, this isn't a hate video. I'm not doing this to hate on the guy. I don't know him. I do know that the strategy is obviously working, and that if you come into this market with enough capital and you have the balls, then you can make a lot of money and you can shift and move the markets very quickly. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more of these guys coming on board. In fact, I've already gotten a few tweets from people that are asking me to announce their pumps, and I don't know them yet. I don't know who these guys are yet. So I'll watch conservatively, and if they're as big of a mover and shaker as FOntas, then yeah, sure, I'll help and I'll announce and I'll review and I'll do just what I'm doing here. Fully expose any good or bad that's happening without trying to take sides and be biased. I have just been watching GOX, because at the end of the day, GOX is what makes the market move. Whatever happens at GOX, they have 80% of the market or just below it now, happens everywhere else. So Bitcoin is still the one to watch. If something happens here, then hate to kind of say it, but in my opinion, my humble opinion, the rest of these take a big hit as well. So having a great growth day today, last few days actually. On GOX, we're touching on 150. Let's actually go to GOX. The volume has actually doubled since yesterday, which is beautiful to see. That's also another important signal for me anyway on all the exchanges. If you're seeing volume go up from 6 or 60,000 up to 70, 80,000, you know big buys or big sells are about to happen. And based on trends, I knew today was going to be a big day just based on that. And on all the other exchanges, volume went up. And when volume goes up like this, that's also a great time to pump, obviously, because then you're doubling on your profits, or you're taking a big loss. NDC got tested. People really quickly acted on it and probably lost some money because they thought he was just going to keep going with it. Meanwhile, it was a testing ground. So was PPC for a little while there. Again, going back to good traders thinking ahead. So blip, and it stuck. This one stuck. So good test. We'll see what happens with PPC tomorrow. Going into this, if you're already down here and you bought up here or anywhere above this, you've taken a big loss. It's your last bit. Think about your loss from here. How much more do you stand to lose from here to here if you hold, in case it does keep dripping down? Versus how much do you have to gain if you can be patient and not need your coins and need your Bitcoins back? Maybe in a day or two this will get pumped again, or naturally people will be like, let's all just slowly keep putting into it. Or somebody else will come along that will want to pump it because they see an opportunity. Shit, I might even pump it again. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this though. So I'm going to wrap this up here. Are these good to get into? Again, I don't want to say this is anybody's fault. If I got burned by this, would I blame anybody but myself? No. Would I blame the person that's trying to influence me to get in on the pump? No. Would I blame my own greed and capitalistic, opportunistic moments of trying to balance my greed versus fear versus logic? Yes. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for me. Waited a little longer to see what would happen here, and I don't want to wait much more because my eyelids are getting heavy, and I'm sure people are getting more pissed off as this just dies out. Prediction of 018 not achieved. A lot of angry people out there, but again, just be angry at yourself. I want to say thank you to FOntas, and fuck you, FOntas, at the same time, on behalf of my reflection of me, because really that's just me saying fuck you, me, and thank you, me, for trying to balance all this out, my 6th or 7th time, while trying to do a couple of my own to learn how to do this without too much destruction in my wake, like is happening here. But no, really, this is FOntas is actually like one of the best case studies I've ever gotten to witness, document, and it's probably going to go down in the books as one of the bigger movers, shakers, and you haters are going to give him all kinds of names. I don't want to hate. I don't want to take sides. So again, I'm doing both. I'm saying thank you, FOntas, and fuck you, FOntas, for being the one behind sort of, I guess, making all this happen. What crazy things a few words and a few extra zeros can do for you as far as being in control of a very big audience very quickly, and even having access to and using your own custom-made bots, which is something else I'll cover in future videos, is all the bots. Okay, thanks guys. See you on the next pump or dump or anything huge and drastic that happens. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.